Hello everyone, it is Pants McGee. I am back with a kind of a follow-up to how my league has been going. It's been interesting. I've definitely been playing with a lot of different stuff, but I definitely wanted to show off the Surfcaster that I was working on and kind of how I've pivoted from it, or pivoted around just, you know, making a build that can work and get you at least your first void stones and get you, you know, farming up, get some currency in the, you know, those first league starts. I definitely pivoted into a similar Archmage Frostbolt vibe, which, you know, I was kind of planning on doing that anyway. If the EK kind of ignite thing wasn't working, so I did switch to it for a little bit and tried it out, and it's pretty good, but I think there's some room for improvement, so I will be coming back to that character or that design. I think not as a mana stacker, but more specifically as a somebody that has some auras and will use the unique that basically lets you switch and lets your cold damage do ignites. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but I'll give you more update on a future video for that. But yeah, I just wanted to show off, you know, kind of where I'm at right now and what the tree is like. And we'll run a T16 as well, kind of at the end there, just to show how the build plays. And again, if you've played Archmage Hierophant, it's very similar. There's not too much different pathing wise, besides, you know, where you're starting. You're kind of starting on the right side of the tree instead of left. But yeah, so, you know, typical, you cast things, balls, your 4 balls come out and you get to cast on them. So pretty fun, pretty easy. There are definitely lots of guides out on this particular build, so I'm not gonna like go super in depth on anything with that related to that essentially. But the big thing is just Katava's Thirst. It lets you trigger your Frostbolts, which is right here. And it's also nice because it will do your, if you're doing Frostbomb for like exposure and the heal cut, plus your Frostbite, or, you know, in other builds it might be Elemental Weakness. It's because we're doing all cold damage, because we're Surfcaster. That's one of the nice things about Frostbite. So, but yeah, the other thing too is you get greater multi-proj with the Frostbolts, so that essentially you just are always firing 4. But that's really like the big key thing with the build. And honestly, it's played super smooth for like a league start. I've had a really good time playing it. Obviously my gear is not like super amazing. I have literally Elder Eater stuff that is completely useless on here, just because this is my first character and for the league, and I was just throwing stuff at it and hoping to get something good. My body was definitely a little bit more. I think this is one of the first things I was really looking for an upgrade with. So again, this, like, if I were to continue down this path, this was, I'd switch this over to necrotic armor, get you know, get some good stats on it, craft it up. But I'm probably again going to pivot away from this build, the mana stacker build. So I'm going to come back with a actual casting rod one, and it'll be more it won't be as mana intensive, which will be nice. So anyway, but yeah, some of the other stuff I picked up early was the good old series. This was super cheap at the very beginning. I think I picked this up for like, it was like 30 chaos. It was kind of crazy. So but yeah, as the league start, some of the stuff I did pick up, I got really lucky on some ones. Those are my physical ones. So yeah, so I got a +1 to all fire skill, both on the spirit tier and the wand while leveling. And that's really good because you're early on, you're using a Firestorm, and before that, typically I always like to use Fireflower, the magma balls or whatever. And through the campaign, it's always nice to get that +1 on a weapon. I have not seen the amount of luck, because I think I got 2 wands and the shield. So my early map stuff was also pretty crazy. Anyway, Yeah, the other thing too that's interesting about Surfcaster is because, flip the thing, because we're getting so much cast speed just from this Ghost of the Deep, you don't necessarily need profane wands. You can just get kind of whatever spell damage wands you get and just get some cast speed that way too. And yeah, I think one interesting thing was I was considering, you know, some of these other nodes, and one of them that I took instead was this one, the Glacial Wave. I noticed that I wasn't really freezing as much. I could have tested this probably a little bit more. Mostly because I'm not doing a lot of big hits. I'm just doing, you know, a lot of tiny ice hits. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go with the chill. That way I'm taking less damage reduction. So I felt like this was really good for getting some survivability, especially once you start getting into the later yellow maps and of course red maps. And then finally the sea legs, again, you know, I felt like I had enough damage to do what I wanted to league start wise. Archmage, Ice Nova Frostbolts is just, you know, it's a crazy combo. It's wonderful. Yeah, and so that was pretty much what I did for Ascendancies. Again, when we're switching over, we will path up here to the fishing rod stuff. But yeah, the other one I definitely was considering was changing seasons, and again, I felt like I had enough damage. I just wanted survivability. It's one of the hard things about Surfcaster is there are not all that many great ways to get survivability. I think this is pretty good overall. I believe it's 15% damage reduction and increased damage taken for, you know, being chilled. Yeah, I mean, you have this one, the sea legs, but it's also it can be kind of hard to just overcap your cold res. So anyway, pathing wise, we definitely did a very similar thing. I've taken out some of the early pathing just to get it a little bit more tight, kind of how I was talking about in the first video. Let's see. Yeah, so one thing I did here was the maximum mana to get more shock effect. You could also take the one that is 15% maximum effective shock. So that's two you could switch around and play with a little bit. And leveling wise, I actually used the 25% chance to open nearby chests. It was kind of fun to do that. I've never taken just kind of a fun meme skill. But once you have Intensify, probably a good idea to go ahead and stick it in there, especially again once you're getting towards the later tiers and you need that little bit of damage to kind of overcome it. So Mom is your big survivability because your mana becomes your life essentially, at least partially. So you just have this gigantic multiple layers of different types of HP. So I have energy shield, I have life, I have mana. Yeah, and then if you notice, like tree-wise, this is very similar to the Archmage pathing. The one big thing here is you typically go out here for reflexes for more spell suppress. But what's interesting is because you're starting on the right side here, you get a couple other options for spell suppress, which is really nice. The big one here for me is Instinct. I was for a little bit running reflexes, and then I had this actually on my was it enchant? What do they call them? Can't think. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. This guy on your amulet. But I switched over to Quick Step for now. Obviously, you can take Venerate is also really good, just to get that spell chance up. And then the nice thing about this is you can also do chance to get lucky. So obviously I don't have spell suppress capped right now, but 52% chance with lucky is pretty substantial, especially for something that's league starting, you know, low investment character. The other thing that I really liked was that I didn't have on Archmage Hierophant was the Ghost Dance. And it's very interesting to just add, you know, this smaller, just a small benefit to your energy shield, because we have quite a sizable amount, and we'll have the evasion to use that, which is really great. But yeah, tankiness wise, again, we're not like, it's not a super tanky build. The way you rely on it is having some evasion. You have your block chance because you're offhanding a wand. you have Ghost Dance, and then you have just a giant pool of mana and life. And for this one, Energy Shield. But yeah, we're missing, you know, a lot of the really great things from Archmage Hierophant that you don't get. Yeah. Is there anything else I wanted to go over? Pretty much. Oh, another big important thing, of course, is getting Leech. That is a big way to get your survivability up. Highly recommend it on builds like this, and I'm pretty sure the higher end version goes this too. But yeah, instant Leech, and then the other thing too is on my Kitava's Thirst, I went ahead and purchased one that had the cold damage Leech's life. That can be a little tricky to get because a lot of the Leech nodes are specifically for attacks, not for a particular type of damage. But yeah, we're getting Leech's Energy Shield, we're getting Leech's life. One of the things I was actually considering, which the Archmage, the one Ziz does, is taking these two nodes right here, and then basically going down here to get the one where, I can't think of the name of the node, but it lets you basically take part of the damage from your life that is hitting your energy shield. So you're triple dipping, where you're taking some of it as mana, some of it as energy shield, and some of it as life, but you're also getting all these different types of leech to help you sustain that. But yeah, I didn't get that far in it. I've been playing, been trying the other mana stacker, the Mana Forge Arrow stuff, and I've actually switched over and trying out Ancestral Commander, so I'll be streaming that here in a little bit. Just having some fun, playing a big tanky build, which is nice. So one of the things that is tough about Surfcaster is just getting survivability, and yeah, hopefully these are some good ideas for people that are, you know, playing Surfcaster. They might be able to incorporate with their build as well. So but yeah, I think that's about it. So again, not super impressive gear in my opinion. I think I was looking for a fun ring. That was like the last thing I crafted that was pretty good. Yeah, so anyway, let's just do a mat real quick and I'll show it off. Hopefully I'll die and I'll show you how squishy it is, but we'll see. Yeah, pretty classic. Make your balls, shoot your balls. The nice thing too is the thing I like about this build is because you're freezing and you're making things flee. It's a very weird way to add a slightly additional just survivability. I guess I could go over the skills I chose to, but that's fine. But yeah, you know, it's like I said, it still plays pretty smoothly. The one big thing is like when you get onto super hard bosses, it is possible for you to just kind of run out of mana. If you notice, I am still using a mana flask. And nothing in there. All right, here, let's try this this yellow beast. See how it works. Drop a little sigil. And we have a tornado. So yeah. So okay. So yeah. So something like that, you can definitely see where you're going to suffer a little bit. Part of it too is I grabbed the bismuth vein, so tornado right on your face can sometimes suck. So. Oh. Man, we are getting creamed. Nah, that's alright. Oh, I see. There was a... Oh, there's a Black Morgan. No way. No way. What the heck? All right. Well, I mean, we got to capture it now. Might have to switch over. Oh, this sucks. Why is there a tornado in this room? All right. We can do this. I believe in us. This is clearly streamer luck right here. Oh my god. Oh, Black Morgan, why do you hurt so much? But yes, physical damage is something that really hurts us. Hopefully we don't lose this. That would suck. I could switch over, I guess. I don't get it. I think if I don't get it on this one, I'm gonna switch over to my my ancestral commander. Brother Black Morgan, please just die. Please don't slam me. Oh. Oh. He's pretty close. We'll get it. We'll get it. We'll get it. I believe. I believe. All right, we got him. I can't believe that. All right, well, let's keep going. So, again, this build is not meant for hardcore at all. So do not expect that. And honestly, I don't think Surfcaster is meant for hardcore. So, but yeah. Like when you're clearing a bunch of mobs like this, your everything is just going to pretty much stay full, unless you get stunned or something like that. Then yeah, it can suck. But yeah, I would say this is probably like day 3-ish, because I didn't really invest much into it after basically the first weekend. I used it to farm some stuff for Mana Forged Arrows, and then yeah. And just Einhar. Alright, cool. I was gonna sit here and go like, man, if an eater thing has oh man, that is a very angry spider. It's not too bad though. Yeah, you can notice, like, especially on the bosses tier here, notice how my mana is getting really low. So that is a problem with the build. And I think the big thing really is we don't have the Sanctuary from Archmage, or Hierophant. So, yeah, I mean, that's basically a map. Yeah, I'm not gonna finish it. So, but yeah, like I said, just want to show off that it can work. I think what's interesting that has come out of this is me looking at maybe other ascendancies to try mana stacking, like as a league start, and then converting it over to something else. One thing I think is interesting is you could also take some of the other ascendancies in Inquisitor, like whenever you go back to regular, I'll call it regular leave, but you know, not all these crazy ascendancies, and just see what we could do by using like Forbidden Flame and Flesh and stuff. So just to get the Sanctuary of Thought. But yeah, that is, I think that's the video. So hope y'all are having fun, and I will hopefully be able to show off something with the EK. I'm gonna call it the EK Cold Ignite, maybe. We'll see. So, but yeah, y'all have a good rest of the day and a good rest of the league. Bye.